Airstream Adam here, and today I'm going to walk you through the Airstream Flying Cloud 23 FB, and this is a twin. The stats in this unit are a 23 foot 11 inch length, and then also you have a 6,000 pound GVRW, towable by many mid-sized trucks. First, I'm going to tell you about the construction of the Airstream. You have an all aluminum exterior, and you have no less than 3,000 rivets in the Airstream exterior. They're known for being the highest quality units on the road, and they're also known for being the highest quality when it comes to towing. The towability here is unmatched for two big reasons. The first reason is that you have a lower center of gravity than other units. You're under 10 feet in total height there, which really helps for those turns and that sway. And then the other thing you can obviously tell by the shape. What you have here is a shape that is reminiscent of an airplane or a submarine, things that are known to be aerodynamic in nature. So you're going to get higher fuel economy, and you're also going to get less sway when it comes to the camper acting like a sail going down the road. What I mean by that is you can see the shape. If a wind was to come at you from the side, the wind can even more so go right over the top of the unit rather than just hitting that flat wall of other units like a sail. I'm going to start you up front. We have a power tongue jack here, and so it goes up and down, powered, lights on and off, but then on top of that, you do get the level bubble right there on the top, and so you don't need to bring your leveler with you. That will tell you exactly when you're level. You have the aluminum cover on the propane tanks, so you got two 30-pounders. That's a lot of capacity for propane, and on top of that, they match the look of the propane cover with the look of the entire unit. And so what that's going to do is going to keep that looking really, really nice when you're traveling down the road and also at the campsite. You also have the battery box down here. You have the metal battery box. Inside there, we stock all of them with the lithium ion option. That lithium ion option is going to get you even more battery capacity, so great for boondocking. Also, Airstreams have a good amount of storage as well. This is actually deceivingly deep. You can fit quite a bit of your materials in here. This is the twin bed option, so this is the storage that you get with the twin bed option on the 23 FB. Going right here, you have the rock guards. So like I said, the skin of this is an aluminum skin. The rock guards are actually made out of a stainless steel material. The big thing about the rock guards is you're protecting your investment. If you have a cell phone, you get a cell phone cover. Why do you do that? Because you want to protect that cell phone. They're doing the same thing here. If a rock was to hit the aluminum skin, that's going to be a huge expense. That's going to be a $5,000 repair in order to replace the panel. For here, significantly less money to just undo these bolts and replace this panel. And on top of that, it's going to be harder to dent that panel with those rocks. You also have the solar guards to protect the window. And then you have an opening front window here too. So that comes up, and then you can screw those in, and then your window guard can stay up, and then you can open that front window. Airstream windows are made in-house in Airstream's factory, handcrafted windows, and they have much more of an opening radius than any other window that I've seen out there. So if you have the other frameless windows, for instance, it comes out like maybe, 3 inches. Here they open beyond 45-degree angle, which I'll show you once we get inside. Headed around the unit, you have a manual awning. People love the manual awnings. The electric awnings tend to break. Can't tell you how many 2020 electric awnings that I've had. 2019 electric awnings that the awning arm had to replace that. Much less moving parts, and then also super easy to put out. Not like the manual awnings of old, say a 2004 travel trailer. I have a 2004 travel trailer, and that awning is a pain to get out. These are super easy. In a future video, I'll show you that when we have a little bit more space. You have more storage here underneath the twin bed. Every little bit counts when it comes to the storage, and so that is super important to have that. Continuing on with some more windows while going down the unit, you have the port windows here as well. They do not open, but they add so much more natural light. And again, they're adding to that jet plane sort of feel, that submarine sort of feel that you get when you step in here. You're going to feel like you're riding in some sort of high-end jet while you're camping. You have a tankless on-demand hot water heater here, and that is right next to your plugs for the exterior. The on-demand hot water heater makes it so that you have limitless hot water as long as you're plugged into water. This is a dual axle, so the 23-foot Flying Cloud is actually the smallest and lightest dual axle that they have on the market. And so that's why you can still tow this with that mid-sized truck. The big thing about the dual axle is that you can get that 23-foot 11 space, and so you can get a separate bedroom, this being the smallest Airstream where you actually get a separate bedroom. So compact yet spacious. I'll talk about the door once we come back around. So we'll go back to the bumper, I think, at this point. So you actually get a bumper. Not all the Bambis, for instance, don't have a bumper. The bumper is a huge addition. Again, like I said before, it's going to protect your investment. But then additionally, you're going to get some extra storage. Again, storage is the name of the game when it comes to camping. You just move these two around, pull that up, it locks into place right there. And this is usually where people will house the awning hook and then their wrench, so you can let down those manual stabilizers as well. So the bumper is really, really nice to have. More windows going all the way around. The Airstream lights are significantly nicer. The big thing about the Airstreams is that they're going to look good whether you're at the campground. They're also going to look good when you're traveling down the road. They're going to be that eye-catching sort of unit. This one does have the awning package. The awning package is an option, and we always stock these fully loaded, so you're going to have this awning package. The big thing about the awning package is that you do get usually on a hot day 7 to 10 degrees cooler inside the unit. You can imagine that sun coming down here and it's just blocking out the radiation into the window. And so this will absorb the heat and then it'll just radiate it right out. And then you just roll this right up, and then there's some easy Velcro so that you can have this looking good. And then you'll do this side too. And after this, we'll go around to the other side and I'll show you the back side of the awning package as well. So come on this way. So I can reach this, but if you can't reach it, we also have an awning hook that we can show you. So you just pull that out, and then this will just hook right into there, and your awning's out. That's the easiest way to take out an awning I've ever seen. I love how easy that is. More porthole windows on this side, along with your outdoor shower, furnace exhaust, and then you also have your freshwater inlet, as well as your black tank flush. Really important to have the black tank flush. Going down the unit, you have the smart plug connection. Smart plug connection is great for two reasons. One, it's so much easier to take in and out. I'm sure you've seen the other ones before where you have to twist it forever and then it doesn't really line up right. Super easy to plug in. You saw how I did that in a half second. And on top of that, it has 27 times more metal-to-metal contact than the alternative. And so you're getting more clean power going into your unit. Additionally, here you have some more of the smart plug capability. And so it is actually prepped for Starlink with that inlet right there. And then you have your coax cable as well. The freshwater tank is behind this locked door. I love to have that little lock there because you don't want anybody tampering with your freshwater tank. And then because this is a twin bed, they have storage underneath both sides of the bed. And so this is the other side of that storage here. So that wraps up the exterior of the Airstream Flying Cloud 23 FB Twin. And so what we're going to do next is we're going to head inside and I'll show you a little bit about the interior of this unit. But before we do that, I need to show you about the door and the steps. The steps I really love. These are an Airstream patented step. So the alternatives are either weaker or more bouncy, or the other type, I'm sure you've seen that flip in, they end up getting dirt inside your unit. You can see how easy that was. You can see how, oops. You can see how stable this is. And then also you could see how you're not getting anything in the inside of your unit in terms of dirt or anything. So really amazing engineering design at the Airstream factory. This is a testament to what they do there in terms of their innovation, their design. They don't make any changes to their units year over year. They only make improvements, and this exemplifies that. And the next thing is the door. So you have your bank vault style door. And so first off, you could just see this latch here. That is a heavy duty latch. This latch is going to stand the test of time. And then you can continue on to look at these hinges. These hinges are amazing. I mean, that's actually welded right onto the unit, and it makes it so that you're not going to have a problem with those hinges needing to be adjusted over time. Everything that they make, they try to design for a 60-year time frame, and the door, you could tell with that. And the thickness of the door is another big thing. and it latches on without having to do anything extra. It comes pre-installed with the scratch guards for the dogs or the cats. Everybody loves to bring the animals, and protecting your unit in that way is important. I also want to close the door on you because I mean, no other camper closes like that in terms of the door. Everything else would just bounce right off and sound all chintzy and cheap and fake, and this is just a real door. It's the door that's going to keep you safe at night. It's also the door that's going to stand the test of time. Airstream is known for their high-end interior. You can see the walls and the ceiling are made of that same aluminum paneling. I know there's aluminum inside and outside, but don't be fooled. There is a good amount of insulation on in between the two aluminum panels. They use an EcoBat insulation. You can literally rub the EcoBat insulation on your arms, and it's not going to have that same itchy sensation as you would with that pink stuff that everybody else uses. And Airstream is certified green to the emerald level, so the highest level of green standards, and that EcoBat insulation is a key part of that to make it so that people in the factory can stay safe and be rid of that irritation. So high-end interior, you know, you're getting something that feels like your own private jet, whether it comes to the upholstery, the ultra leather that they use here, or whether it comes to the floor. I mean, this just resembles what it's like to be at home. Underneath this floor, many other units will have is it 5/8 tongue and groove or OSB? No, this is a big upgrade over any of them because this is actually a composite floor. They laser cut the composite floor to match each individual floor plan. The composite floor is nice and thick. It's thick enough for screws to be able to bite down into it, and it's just a really strong material. You're not going to have any problems with rot like you would with the wood materials. Going through the floor plan, so you have a rear bath, you have a middle U-shaped dinette. The U-shaped dinette is enormous. You know, you could fit how many people? 5, 6 people in this dinette. It's very comfortable. I love how the table can move around. You can see how this can swivel back and forth. And so the big thing, if you have any guests that have big bellies, you know, I don't want to, there's no judgment there, but some people just have bigger bellies. And so you can put this far enough away so that anybody can feel comfortable at this dinette and everybody can have a seat at the table. Also, it does go down to turn into a bed if you needed extra sleeping. So this does sleep 4 people. So that's the dinette. This ultra leather, this is an ultra leather that's going to stand the test of time. I'm sure you've seen some older units that have a bunch of peeling. I've sold many trades of Airstreams. I've never seen a trade that ever came back with a peeling upholstery of the dinette. And so, what was that? Bathroom. Okay, let's go to the bathroom next. So in the bathroom, you have a fully separate bathroom. So the shower is separate from the toilet, separate from the sink. If I was to sit down, I am 6'1" and I have plenty of space here. I feel very comfortable. The table, the countertop is at a reasonable size for me. And one thing that I love here is the roll for the toilet paper holder. That is in a very reasonable spot. You also get a lot of storage underneath there. Storage, obviously, I can't say it enough, super important. And Airstream puts the cabinets absolutely everywhere that they can. They do a stainless steel sink along with a nice high-end fixture here, that chrome fixture. The Airstream windows all the way around gets let in so much natural light, including in the bathroom. And once we get out, I think I'll show you how the windows look in when they're open in the bedroom. It also comes with a towel hook, and then also you have this mirror, 5X on one side, 1X on the other, all pre-installed. You know, ladies gotta look good. And you have your shower over on this side too. The shower is going to be a one-piece fiberglass shower and with a seat built in as well. So we'll head on out to the kitchen area. So the kitchen area, they have a really nice sink with the knob that comes out there. So you have the spray function or the regular function. I love the cutting board here. I've seen other brands have cutting boards that don't fit in quite so solid. You can see there how nice that's going to latch in. So that latches in, and this is truly adding to the counter space. And you can actually use this as a cutting board where it sits. You're not gonna have to take that out and put that somewhere else. They're really maximizing the use of space here. Headed down for the storage. You have lots of storage with a complimentary waste bucket underneath. I love the drawers within the cabinets function there with your utensils. Again, wise use of space is a key element to the Airstream design. You got that there too. While we're looking down here, we also have ducted heat down below. So that's going to go off of those two 30-pound propane tanks. You also have ducted AC up above on the 23-foot, 11-inch camper here. And that's huge. Not many 23-footers are going to have ducted AC across the industry. 3-burner cooktop here, so you can cook to your heart's delight. Down beneath, you have the microwave that does have the convection function. That's an upgrade. Again, we check all the boxes when we order these Airstreams. We checked the convection microwave box. You also have a vent and a light in the hood of the stovetop there. And you actually also get storage up top. And one thing I always like to point out is the hinges. Like, this hinge mechanism is so far beyond what you see in the other campers. They're trying to design these things for 60 years. Hinges tend to go quick, and so they invest a lot of money into those hinges, and and it goes a really long way. Sorry to bounce around, but we got more storage here underneath the microwave. It's important to show you absolutely all of the storage, and then more over here too. So up top, you got a little bit there, but then the big one is you also have the spice rack / canned goods holder there too. So lots of space for everything that you need. That's the beauty about RVing, is that you actually get the opportunity to leave all of your stuff that you need camping in the units while you go in between your trips. You have a 12-volt refrigerator here. Up top, you have the fridge, and then plenty of space there. And then down below, you got your freezer as well. It's all on right now because we do have the plugged in 12-volt running. More storage up top above the U-shaped dinette. Let's see. Oh, this is, and you got the cover for the stereo here too. So you can cover that up if you don't want that to get smudged or damaged. Then take that off to use the stereo. Airstreams are always known for their sound resonance. They have an amazing sound system. You know, I have one quick story, which is that I had an employee of mine that would come into work 30 minutes early every single day. He would sit in an Airstream, put on the sound system, put some nice classical music on, and just relax for 30 minutes before his day. He went into specifically an Airstream because he knew that that sound resonance was going to be better than any other unit. I suppose we'll head on to some more storage here. This is actually the closet. You have the hanger built in here too, and so you're going to get plenty of hanging space for all of your shirts, and then lots of extra storage there too. And then more storage as we go into the bedroom. It's going to be on this side here, so you got more hangers. You have a built-in light there that comes on when you open that door. And now we're in the bedroom. And so, like I said, this is the twin option. This comes in either a twin or a queen. The queen in this length is going to come out from the side. And so if you want the queen, you can have that. You want to sleep next to your wife or your husband, you have to walk all the way around that side. Totally walk-aroundable at this length. But here in the twin, people tend to love the twin because there's this big, wide access way to be able to get to and from the bathroom. In the middle of the night, you need to walk around. It's just very comfortable. Other things about the bedroom, natural light to me is the biggest aspect of it. You have windows all the way around, and these windows do open huge. And I'll show you one right now, actually. So we'll go to this one here. So first you unlock these down here, and so they're in the unlock position now. You can see that. And then you grab the levers on both sides, and you just move it up, and it's got 3 different levels. I'm going to put it right up to the top, and then it just goes right into its latch. And you can see how wide open that is, again, beyond a 45-degree angle for that window, and you're getting an insane amount of natural breeze just coming right through your unit. Let's say you have one on that side, one on the other side, just cross ventilation galore running right through. I mean, that's the big thing at night. If you have these big windows, you'll have to use your AC less. When you use the AC less, then you're not going to be disturbed while you're sleeping quite so much. The curtains are amazing. They're a nice cloth curtain. Cloth is definitely making a huge comeback, and it's just, I wish you could feel it. This is a really nice material. It has a great texture, and it just screams high-end that Airstream is known to be. You have more storage up top in the bedroom as well. And so the same nice Airstream hinges, nice poplar wood here, lots of great storage up top. And then once you go down below here, you can see the nightstand. It's actually a really nice element to have this. plugs right here, so if you have a CPAP, you can put that right there. Other units, like other brands say, will jam pack the bedroom with so much cabinetry that people don't even have a place for the CPAP. In this situation, you're getting a bedroom that actually feels like a bedroom that you would have in your house and that you would have in a high-end hotel. And there's more storage associated too with that. So this is the bedroom. So a couple things that I didn't quite mention yet is that you also get a 2,000 watt inverter with the Airstream Flying Cloud. 2,000 watt inverter is going to make it so you can actually use that lithium-ion battery's power to power a couple of your plugs. And so you can go off-grid longer, whether you got the 30-pound propane tanks, whether you got the 2,000 watt inverter, whether you got the, oh, and there's solar. So you have 200 watts of solar on the roof too. So the boondocking capabilities of an Airstream are above and beyond what you would get on many other units, specifically with this Flying Cloud, with its more stout nature. You can get into those parks that you wouldn't be able to get into otherwise. Yeah, so that's the complete walk around on the Airstream Flying Cloud 23 FB. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.